Free. Who doesn't like free? Anytime anyone says the word free, everyone just flocks to it, no matter what it is. Well, the same is also for genealogy. Do you know what the #1 search is for genealogy? Top free genealogy websites. So I took it upon myself to put together this little survey, and I'm bringing it to you now. So this is a special episode of Auntie Jen's 2 cents brought to us by you of what your top genealogy sites are that you search for that are free. So stay tuned because here they come. So like I said, I took a survey online in one of my genealogy groups. It's called Genealogy, Addicts, Anonymous. If you haven't joined it yet, you really need to. I'll put the link below. But it's a Facebook group, and they got so many great people that are part of the group, and a lot of great sources are shared. And one thing that is always shared is websites that have been helpful to people in the past. So I posed a survey to the group asking them, what are your top 5 go-to genealogy sites that are free? So after doing that, here's what we've come up with. The first site that everybody seemed to recommend, not surprising, is Family Search. That is the #1 site that everyone just seemed to go to as their main source for information, because everything on there is free. You don't have to do anything but just create a free account for you to be able to search records. You can create the tree. Well, you don't create a tree. You actually work on their one big tree that's on their site. But all the records that are on their site are free. So that is everyone's #1 go-to site. The second site that topped the list was Find a Grave. Not surprising there either. You can go to the site. It is free. You just create an account and you can search for graves, and they are a treasure trove of information. On the memorials, sometimes they will have death certificates, photos, information from the obituaries, so much that you can glean from these sites, and it is free. So that is #2. #3 was actually kind of surprising for me, but once I thought about it, it made perfect sense. Google. You're saying, what? Google? How is that a genealogy site? Well, you'd be surprised. There are 3 main subsidiaries, I guess is the way you would call it, a subgroup of Google that would be perfect. The first one has to do with Google Books. Have you used Google Books yet? Oh my gosh. You can go there and you can search all kinds of books that have been digitized by Google, and you can actually page through these books, whether they be yearbooks, city directories, old books from the towns that you are researching. I found a county history book that mentioned one of my relatives. So that's one of the Google sites that you can look at. Another part of the Google website is Google Images. Obviously, you can search all kinds of images from a time period to a location, all having to do with your research. And the third area that you can search in Google is Google News Archive. I personally haven't used it myself, but it came highly recommended by many of the members of the group. So the next time you're searching, try Google. Website #4 that topped our list was the Library of Congress's Chronicling America. This is another newspaper site that you can actually search through. It's kind of like newspapers.com, but this is free. Who doesn't like free? That's what the topic is here, free. So make sure you check them out. You can do all kinds of searches. I haven't looked through it extensively, but go ahead, give it a try. See how you like it. It came highly recommended, like I said, #4. So. And last but not least, now this one is kind of thrown all together from a couple of different suggestions, but it falls under one topic. #5, your local libraries and their websites. So many libraries now have put a lot of their collections online that you can access through their website. So don't forget to check their site and see what they have available. Plus, a lot of libraries are also making it possible for you to be able to access certain websites through their page. such as Ancestry.com, newspapers.com, Heritage Quest. There are so many different options that you can look through and databases that you can check just through the library's website. So a lot of people suggested their own personal libraries that they visited, so I just put it all together, and once I did, it came in, like I said, at number 5 as the top recommended for searching for free sites. Now those are the top 5 free genealogy websites that came highly recommended by our group. But we're not done there, because there were some other sites that were recommended that definitely deserve to have a special recognition in this. One of them is Ancestry.com. Ancestry, yes, it is a paid site. You have to have a subscription to view a lot of their collection, but not everything. You can still view quite a few databases on Ancestry for free, and you can still maintain your tree for free. So they still deserve a special recognition that you can still research with them. So don't forget about Ancestry. Another one is called Internet Archive. Internet Archive is a non-profit library of millions of free books, movies, software, music, websites, and much more. I have not personally used it, but a lot of people suggested it when I did my survey. It was actually right below the top 5 as far as how many people actually used this. So it definitely deserved a special recognition. And that one actually tied with the next one that I'm going to suggest, which is Roots Web. So Roots Web, I have not personally used myself. I know, I'm saying I haven't used a lot of these myself, and I'm surprised, but I'm definitely going to be checking these out. Roots Web just has a treasure trove of helpful links and databases for you to access, so don't forget to check them out. And one more topic I really want to add to this whole thing is don't forget about your local research. When I started this survey and started getting a lot of suggestions in, a lot of people were suggesting their local websites for their local areas that have a tremendous amount of resources that are at your disposal on the internet. So while I can't list them all, I'm grouping it together under, local research. So don't forget to check out maybe your local archives, your local libraries, like I said before. But these are a couple of sites that are specifically for local research. The first one is USGenWeb. They are run by volunteers and they create their own pages for local history. A lot of records are available through them. You go to their site and you select which state you want to go to and see what they have available for your particular state and county. The second one that was mentioned is for Irish genealogy. A lot of people had suggested this one, and I'm assuming because we have a lot of people researching their Irish genealogy roots. So this was also a site that was, pretty high up as far as recommendations go. It's called irishgenealogy.ie. So I'll put the link down below as well. And you wouldn't probably believe this, but Facebook can actually be a helpful resource because there are so many different groups on Facebook that are specific to the areas that you may be researching. Me personally, I am part of a German genealogy Facebook group, a Baden-Württemberg German genealogy Facebook, Alsace-Lorraine, please forgive me, I know I can't pronounce that right, but it's a French genealogy group. Those groups have led me to other websites that were free, and they were in other languages, but they led me to other websites that were able to get me to databases, and I was able then to find records of my ancestors in those countries, and it was able to help me trace even further back, in some instances, a couple of generations. So don't forget to check Facebook for the different areas that you are researching. Now, while I wish that I could list every single site on this video for you to help you out, I just can't. But I have created a link down below that'll take you to my blog, and I've listed out a lot of links that were supplied to me through this survey that are free for you to be able to use. So I'll put that link below. But I really hope this video will be helpful to you and maybe hopefully break down some brick walls, give you some ideas that you hadn't even thought about before. Searching for free genealogy websites, like I said, is the #1 thing that pops up whenever you go to search for genealogy. So, don't think that you're limited because you just can't afford to subscribe to Ancestry right now, or you can't pay for a subscription to newspapers. There are so many different options out there. So don't forget that. So I want to thank everyone who helped by supplying an answer to me. And I'm hoping that this will be helpful to you. And actually, I'd say that's my 2 cents, but it's not. This is your 2 cents this time. So thanks, everyone. We'll see ya.